Hey yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy X coming at y'all with a brand new video, and in this video I'll be talking about the small forwards tier list. So if you guys are excited, make sure you guys smash the like button down below, as well as if you want to check out any other tier list, the PGs and shooting guards are all on the channel right now, and I'm gonna link to them in the description down below. You can also subscribe if you guys are new. It would really help out the channel on that road to 10k subscribers. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So starting off, obviously we have the D tier, and what we do every single time is just show you guys everybody that we have in D tier right now, which is Sapphire Xavier McDaniel, picked up a Peja Stojakovic, and the Ruby LeBron James. Peja is just absolute booty cheeks. Like, why on earth would you ever use him? This Ruby LeBron is like, you know what, actually not terrible. It's just I've never actually run against somebody who can really like do anything with the LeBron James. He's just kind of like, you know, jack of all trades, master at none. It just really doesn't do anything for you. You can kind of leave him open. He really won't hit that consistently from like anywhere, and it's just like, nah. You know, it is just what it is. Coming up into the C tier, we do starting off with Chandler Parsons Amethyst card. Now, for some reason, this Chandler Parsons is kind of just like a different version of Peja Stojakovic, but I've actually found that Parsons plays really well, enough to, I think, not have him down into the C tier, because at 6'10", he does a lot of things really great, and he actually has stats in things that aren't shooting that actually kind of make it a little bit worthwhile. You know, has a good dunking, can actually speed boost a little bit, which is really nice, good rebounding, and actually pretty quick as well, for being 6'10". I found that even though he was meant to be a shooter, he does that really well. Peja really doesn't. And he can still finish great. He can still move really quick. And if you do badge up some defense, it could be really nice. Like, Peja was just straight up shooter, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't even have a range, which is tough. But Chandler Parsons does, and it's actually kind of kill it. Next up, we do have Patrick Williams with the Sapphire Evo. Patrick Williams is one of those guys that I actually really like. Like, Patrick Williams is actually really solid. I still use him quite a bit now, just kind of like one of those throw-in players to just kind of put into the court and do a lot of work, because he has two evos, athletic or defense. Athletic, obviously you're going for speed, finishing, and that sort of stuff, and then with defense you are going and boosting up the defense. He already has solid defense with athletic, so if he wanted to have a good finisher, you could do that. But I think defense, at least for me personally, was the one that I decided to go with, because gold clamps, intimidator, pick dodger, pickpocket, bogosick, and trapper are just really good. Has an 89 steal, 86 perimeter defense, and it just works really well. Also, his jump shot really isn't that bad. I've been able to green very consistently with it. There's a nice 80 contest shot tendency, which I love to see. And yeah, Patrick Williams overall is a very solid card, at least for me personally. So I thought C tier was solid for him. Next up is Amethyst Morris Peterson, a card that I really wanted to like, because I remember using Diamond Morris Peterson back in 2K19, and it was one of my favorite cards in the entire game. But this Amethyst Morris Peterson just does not do it for me, man. I used this Morris Peterson to do the layup challenges, and he missed everything. Like, and even then wasn't that great of a shooter because he doesn't have range. Like, he just felt clunky, didn't feel too right. You can badge him up and probably make some of these things, you know, a little bit less terrible, but for me, yeah, it wasn't it, man. It wasn't it. Next up is Amethyst Dr J, a card that I think is good, but it's just, I don't know, missing a lot of things, because they wanted to make the Pink Diamond Julius Erving seem like that card to really go for it. And I think this Amethyst Dr J was one of the cards that I think really fell short. Has like absolutely no defense. You have to badge up all of his shooting, have that badge up, you know, playmaking as well. Like, it's just not worth it. Like, it's really just not worth it. Like, even though he has a Rudy Gay base, has a beautiful behind the back, and has some nice stats, I feel like there's so many other cards that are fast and can slash to the basket, get a lot of dunks, and play no defense, that it's just not worth using this Julius Erving over other cards, because I could pick up somebody like Patrick Williams slash play good defense for significantly cheaper and just do all the same stuff. It's just not worth it. Next up is Isaac Okoro, another one of the NBA draft cards, and Okoro is actually really solid as well. I think most of these draft cards were actually very solid. Okoro goes up to a Ruby and has athletic and defense as his evos. Now athletic, again, just like we talked about Patrick Williams, you're going to be getting a lot of speed, a lot of dunking, things like that. You also get gold quick first step, which is cool. And then with defense, you lose the gold quick first step, only have it on bronze, but then you get gold clamps, interceptor, pick dodger, silver intimidator, really solid, and still have some good finishing badges. So again, Defense is where I'd go. It makes him a little bit less versatile, but really makes him an absolute killer on D, which, you know what, I love. Next up is Glenn Rice, purely just a shooter again, but actually is a good release, unlike Peja Stojakovic. Like, Peja is a shooter that has a terrible release. At least with Glenn Rice and Chandler Parsons, we have a good release that's actually pretty money, and we can really hit it like that. So, Glenn Rice, solid card. And last but not least, into the C tier, we do have Dennis Scott, who I actually kind of hate. I actually quite hate this card. I almost put him in a D tier because I really don't like this card. I had to go in and get his challenges done with this Dennis Scott, and the only reason I kept him in C tier was because you can badge him up and add some defense, which is cool. But with just Hall of Fame catch and shoot, bronze range, some decent shooting, or actually some pretty good shooting badges, if we're being honest. But he's slow. His defensive stats really aren't that great. His finishing stats really aren't that great. His defensive tendencies are terrible. Jump shot 30. It's just not a jumper that I really want to use, if I'm being honest. It's the same ones like Scottie Pippen and Chuck Person. When I use it on Scottie, I didn't mind it because I was taking the occasional wide open three. But when I'm using it on Dennis Scott, I'm expecting to be able to take some threes, and it's just so slow. I just can't do it. So Dennis Scott in C tier, but kind of want him in D. Starting out the B tier, we do have Ruby Andrew Wiggins. Ruby Andrew Wiggins is one of those cards that kind of comes out just a little bit of everything for you. Really solid. Just a fun card to use. And he's got jump shot 22, which I think elevates him above a lot of other, Ruby cards. Next up, we have Rick Fox. The Amethyst Rick Fox. He kind of got it like that. I was surprised because typically Rick Fox cards are pretty booty. The silver Rick Fox that we got, I absolutely hated, but this Amy is actually really solid. 6'7", 6'10" wingspan, has one Hall of Fame badge, which I think is kind of underwhelming and clutch shooter, but a lot of good shooting badges, some really good shooting stats. He has really nice speed, solid defense with a lot of gold defensive badges like clamps, heart crusher, ankle breaker, braces, pick dodger, pickpocket, interceptor. Like really solid defender. Even has unpluckable with the ability to add quick first step, and some decent finishing, 80 driving dunk, and some nice playmaking as well. Like, Rick Fox actually is super solid, and I think for most people, this may be one of the first spotlight cards that I feel like is genuinely usable after the spotlight, because he can actually give you some things outside of it. Next up is Paul George's Diamond card, a card that I feel like is just kind of hurt by the fact that he's outdated at this point. There's nothing wrong with this PG card. It's just all of the other cards that we do have above in like the ANS tier are just more recent, getting more things, and that just helps him out. Because if we're being honest, Paul George still a really good defender. Has super quick first step, a solid shooter. We get a lot of bronze badges there, and a really good finisher. With like, there's nothing really wrong with PG. He just isn't up to the standards of a lot of the cards that we do have recently, which is a little bit tough. But it is what it is, because we have a upgraded version of him coming later on. Next up, Pink Diamond Michael Finley, a card that I do have, and I'm actually kind of disappointed with that fact because he's just not very amazing. I picked him up, saw all of the amazing Hall of Fame shooting badges, having gold, deep threes and all that sort of stuff, and was really expecting Michael Finley to be great because he's supposed to be a really good shooter, an amazing finisher, okay defense, can still have some good speed and stuff like that. But set shot 4 is the same jumper as Peja Stojakovic. But I put Michael Finley into B tier because I feel like he still is a very capable shooter because he's got deep threes and sniper, unlike Peja Stojakovic. He has the ability to add, quick first step to help him out a little bit. You can get clamps, and he's already a really solid finisher. So there's a lot of things great, and you can kind of avoid the three a little bit. Like with Peja, you're just shooting the threes with that bad jumper. With Michael Finley, there's at least more room to have some nice all-around solid things for it, but still, he's okay. Next up, we do have Larry Cannon. There we go. Who is an amazing card, has jump shot 4, and the only thing that hurts this Larry Cannon card is the fact that he is not the most amazing shooter, which is the case not in the corner, because I think in the corner, this Larry Cannon is actually pretty money because he's a demon. Like, what is it? With the Mike Malone coach boost, he gets a 72 shot 3, which for some people is pretty low, but myself and a lot of the people I've seen have actually been able to hit pretty consistently in the corner, which is really nice for this Larry Cannon card. Also is 6'9", at the 3 and the 4 is nice, super nice speed, amazing all-around defense on perimeter, interior, all of that wonderful stuff, and even has silver quick first step with a 95 dropping dunk, one of the best slashers you'll ever use. He's just, honestly, an all-around really good card. It just sucks that his 3 isn't up to par. Next up is Kiki Vandeweghe. And this is a card that had a lot of like difficulty ranking because I've seen a lot of people really dog this card and really hate on it because obviously he doesn't have the greatest defensive stats and is missing a few badges. But you can add clamps, you can add quick first step. He's going to be an amazing shooter. He's still an amazing finisher, has a lot of really good finishing badges. Granted, that will be a lot of layups, not as many dunks. And I mean, it's Kiki Vandeweghe. He's still going to be amazing. He has jump shot 42, which actually looks solid. Not the most amazing, but I feel like a lot of people are talking like Kiki Vandeweghe is this absolutely terrible like dog card down in like the CD unusable tier. And I actually feel like he's pretty solid, very middle of the pack, easy beats here. He can do a lot of good things for you, but isn't like the most insane card. I feel like it'll be a little bit too negative on Kiki. Next up is Diamond Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi is solid, and I think it's mainly because of that Ray Allen jump shot base. If Kawhi had not Ray Allen, I feel like he wouldn't be as great, but the defense is amazing. It sucks he doesn't have quick first step, but the defense is one of those things that really helps it out. He's actually a really solid defender as well. Has some nice finishing badges, although there are silver and bronze, and a capable shooter. Got a lot of really good badges there, but the rating isn't exactly as high as you'd want it to be, which is a little bit tough. But overall, Kawhi just does a lot of things great, and this is overall nice for you. Next up is Jimmy Butler, who has that jump shot 22 base, and again, one of those cards that plays really good defense. He can shoot really solidly, a good finisher, and just does everything pretty great for you. I think, again, he's getting a little bit outdated as time goes on, but there's definitely nothing wrong with that. He's still a solid card, and one that I recommend to a lot of people to use. Next up is Diamond Gordon Hayward. And Gordon Hayward is, I feel like, one of those guys every single year that's always solid. Like, just solid. 6'8", 6'7" wingspan, really good finisher, really good shooter, has gold range, which is beautiful. Quick first step, and some decent defense, but you do have to badge it up to get it up to that good defensive rating. If you really fully invested into Gordon Hayward and really badged him out, maybe you could talk about him being A tier, but I feel like his dribbling moves are just so, like, meh, that it's like, I don't even really want to, because with a lot of these cards, yes, they have great stats, and they have some really, really solid, badges and things like that, but they have absolutely no dribbling moves, so they just feel so clunky on the court, and I feel like Gordon Hayward kind of has that going on right now. Next up is Amethyst Gerald Wallace, just one of those guys that is a beautiful budget guy. You throw Gerald Wallace in, he's dunking on everybody, he's getting to the paint super easy because he has gold downhill and quick first step, has amazing, amazing defense, like even an 85 interior and 93 perimeter defense, it is just godly, and also has gold catch and shoot and corner specialist to help shoot the 3-ball with his 83 shot 3, with a jump shot 4 base, and as a normal 2 behind the back, which is the Giannis behind the back. Gerald Wallace, he's a demon. Next up is Dani Avdija, who is actually last in the B tier, and Dani Avdija, I think it's called Avdija, one of the two. Somebody can correct me in the comments, but Dani Avdija is Avdija, we'll call him Dani Avdija, or just Dani. He's 6'9", 6'10" wingspan, which is great, and this one actually goes up to a diamond when you leave him up, and you get to pick between playmaking and athletic. So playmaking, you get one Hall of Fame badge, and that is Dimer. You also get gold quick first step and a lot of good badges. You also already have, silver clamps and a bunch of good, defensive stats, really good shooting with a pretty solid jump shot, if I do say so myself, and really good finishing already. And then if you go athletic, again, you get a big boost in speed, a big boost in dunking, but you only have bronze quick first step. You lose a lot of that really hardcore finishing or hardcore speed and kind of things like that. So I actually think playmaking is a better one to go with Dani because he already has a decent jump shot, but again, he's one of those guys that feels amazing because of how tall and versatile he is, but his dribbling moves are definitely very, very lackluster, and that can hurt you a little bit if you really want to cheese point forward with him. So just beware of that. Starting off the A tier, we do have Diamond Cliff Hagan, one of the new Seasons of Giving cards that did drop recently, and Cliff Hagan, he's got it like that. Now, Cliff Hagan is 6'4" at the 2. Don't run him at the 3, man. Do not run him at the 3. But, I mean, he's got Hall of Fame deep 3s, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, stop and pop, corner special circus 3s. It's enough to kill it and absolutely be an insane shooter. He also has amazing defense, gold quick first step and downhill, great finishing. I've seen some people be a little bit negative on it, but, I mean, if you look at the stats and badges on this card, I mean, it's insane. The only thing I think that really hurts him it's the fact that he does have jump shot 17, which I absolutely hate, but I know some people don't mind it. Like, people have been hating on my opinion on John Havlicek and things like that because, they like the jump shot. If you like the jump shot, Cliff Hagan could sit there in the A tier if you run him at the 2, but at the small forward, maybe not as great, but you know what? He's good. He's good. Next up is Diamond Carmelo Anthony. This is rated off of the fact that you actually have badged up your Carmelo Anthony a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean you put clamps on him. That's about it. You put clamps on your Carmelo because he has gold, catch and shoot, deep three, circus three, Hall of Fame Jedi, Hall of Fame catch and shoot, or Hall of Fame corner specialist, sorry, and stop and pop, gold quick first step, gold downhill. You badge up the defense. You had Hodson Hunter. You had Sniper. It's over. I mean, it's mellow jello. Like, my guy's disgusting. And he actually has the Carmelo Anthony jump shot, which is great. Not the old, 2K16 mellow jump shot, and not the, jump shot 55 mellow jump shot from 2K20. The actual, just Carmelo Anthony labeled jump shot in the game, which is cool, and it's nice, and it really helps you out. Next up is Diamond Brandon Ingram from the NBA draft set. And Ingram is just one of those guys that I feel like is just so solid because he's got a 7'3" wingspan at the 3 or the 4, and it's amazing. Has Hall of Fame difficult shots, which is beautiful. I've been able to catch so many people off guard with leaners because he has Hall of Fame difficult shots and they just don't expect it to pop out. Silver sniper and bronze deep threes, Hall of Fame quick first step, and then what you badge up his defense is a really, really capable and amazing defender. Has awesome speed, awesome shooting, amazing playmaking. Not the greatest defensive tendencies, but jump shot 75 is also a jumper that I really like this year. The long athlete layup package and amazing dunking, animations. Brandon Ingram is slept on this year, high-key slept on. Next up is Diamond Rudy Gay, and Diamond Rudy Gay, another one of those guys that let Carmelo Anthony get badge of the defense, and I honestly think that this Rudy Gay takes over. Amazing shooter with the Rudy Gay jump shot base is amazing. Probably one of my favorites this year. Amazing finishing stats, one of the best dunkers I've ever had in my hands, period. And then once you add clamps onto this guy, his 6'8" frame low-key looks massive with a 7'3" wingspan, and it's disgusting. And then you put on range, and it's just with that 95 driving dunk, the 85 3, 90s in the speed, Rudy Gay's a demon once you badge him up. Next up is Pink Diamond Chris Middleton. Sadly, one of the cards you gotta pay a little bit of coin for that one, a little bit of coin. But 6'7", 6'10" wingspan, has 8 Hall of Fame badges, and they're basically all in shooting, but does have off-ball pass and trapper. And Chris Middleton's up here because he's just such a solid 3-and-D player that can still make a little bit and dunk, here and there. But he's just so solid at that 3-and-D role with the honest behind the back that I feel like he's unstoppable. And next up is one of my controversial picks. I tried to throw in one of these that I feel like is really, really underrated and I actually love. And it is Ruby Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac is just my guy, and I feel like there's just nothing that can go wrong with this Jonathan Isaac card because you badge up a few of the finishing badges and he's gonna be great. But I feel like the best thing is probably give him that posterizer. I feel like that really helps him out. Give him a few shooting badges. But this Jonathan Isaac, I think, is just such a good defender and such a versatile defender all around that it's just over. 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan is insane. He has 80s in all of the defensive stats. He has basically every badge that you would want on defense, besides Heart Crusher, which you could add if you wanted to. And amazing rebounding. He can speed boost as well. 85 driving dunk, and he dunks on everybody. He's an 84 shot 3, 82 shot mid with a jump shot 70 base, and it's absolutely disgusting. I understand this is going to be a controversial take, but I'm putting Isaac up into the A tier because with how great he can play defense against basically every single position in the game, there's no reason he's not top tier. Next up is Amethyst Hedo Tarkaloo, and Hedo is just one of those guys that I feel like is so good offensively that it's disgusting, and you can also badge up, give him that clamps, and give him that pick dodger. Then it's over because he has solid defensive stats. He's just missing those 2 key badges, and then boom, we're good. Also, definitely would add a posterizer as well. But just such a good shooter, has Hall of Fame catch and shoot, amazing gold badges and shooting, amazing playmaking dimer, downhill, floor general, quick first step, unpluckable at 6'10". It's disgusting. Has the LaMarcus Aldridge jump shot, which for some people they don't like, but for Hedo, I actually don't mind it on the taller guys. For some reason, I hate it when it's on the shoulder guards. When it's on Juwan Howard or Hedo Turkoglu, it's actually solid, but on Gilbert Arenas, I find it disgusting. I despise it. Has the Pro 6 behind the back, which is beautiful as well. Really, really nice. Solid behind the back. Great finisher. Just Hedo, he's a demon once you get that defense up. Grant Hill, don't really have to talk about him too much. He's just one of the best slashers in the game. So he's a really capable shooter. He plays great defense. I think he has Hall of Fame quick first step, and it's just lightning quick. Grant Hill, he's a demon. Another card they don't have to talk about a lot. Diamond Giannis. Ooh, we got rid of Grant Hill. Diamond Giannis. I mean, it's Giannis. Every single year, Giannis is top tier. He does everything right. There's nothing really wrong with Giannis cards. He's so lanky, he's so long, and if you can get his jump shot down, he just becomes one of the best cards in the game. Every single year. And next up is Pink Diamond, or Galaxy Opal, Elgin Baylor. Just one of those guys that is so quick, plays such good defense all around, interior and on the perimeter, can shoot great with the Brook Lopez base, he can dunk in everybody's head. It's just he creates so many mismatches, and people kind of expect him to be a pup because he's 6'5", but he holds his own and does everything so great. I love Elgin. And last but not least, into the A tier is Pink Diamond Dominique Wilkins. Another one of those guys that when you badge up, add, quick first step and some boosted up defense with range, can kill it. Solid jump shot, really quick, like lightning quick, can dunk in everybody's head, can still shoot the 3-ball great and play all around solid defense. You gotta love Dominique Wilkins. And starting off the A tier, I mean, it's Pink Diamond Paul George. Easily right now, I think the best card in the entire game. Like this PG, oh man, this retro set in general is probably one of the best sets that we've got in 2K in quite a while. Because 10 Hall of Fame badges on next gen, has Hall of Fame quick first step, has some of the best defense I've ever seen on a card, has deep threes with Hall of Fame catch and shoot, Hall of Fame fearless finisher, highlight film, and posterizer. All of the defensive stats that are really key, all in the 90s. And then like interior defense is not a Saudi, that's still really good. 90s in the speed, and 91 shot 3 in mid range, and 95 driving dunk. Amazing playmaking. The PG jump shot base is beautiful, even as the Pro 5 behind the back. PG's disgusting. Like, come on. Next up is Pink Diamond Kevin Durant. Again, I really feel like it's another card that I don't have to explain too much is why he's so good. He has that KD jump shot. Actually, some pretty lackluster dribbling animations, if I'm being honest, but it's still really solid. He can dunk on everybody, still plays solid defense all around, and it's just a great card. Next up is Dr. J again. Kind of ranked him in the shooting guards list. We've ranked him a bunch. Everybody knows kind of where Dr. J is. He's just an amazing card. Giannis is Pink Diamond as well. It's just one of those guys, again, if the diamond is amazing, just imagine him upgraded just a little bit. Is it worth the price difference? Hell no. But it's still on that next level. And last but not least is also Connie Hawkins, a card that I've talked about recently as well, quite a bit, because Connie Hawkins just does everything very solid. 6'8", 7'1" wingspan, just one of the best slashes you could use in the game. Has amazing playmaking as well for a guy that's 6'8" with a 7'1" wingspan. The defense basically is clamped everywhere on the entire court and can still shoot really great once you add up some badges on him because he has jump shot 4. Yeah, nothing wrong with Connie Hawkins. Absolutely love him. And yeah, that's all we have with these small forward tier lists. Let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like the video, guys did enjoy, and subscribe if you guys are new. We are on that road to 10K subscribers. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in the next video.